You know what time it is. It is Sipping with Sue time. I am Szu-Moy, and if you're just joining us for the first time, we like to talk with real people doing real things extraordinarily. We are on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you're new to our YouTube channel and you're new to Facebook, please go over and check out all that we have. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell so you can get all the notifications as soon as they happen on YouTube. And for Facebook, just come out and say hello and chat with us. It is a happy hour in most places, right, ladies? Yay, cheers. So I've got Lori and Danette from The Circle. And welcome, ladies. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, awesome.
Here.
I love it. I love it. So let's do a quick introduction. So Lori, Danette, we met maybe, I think we met at one time. At the house, right? Okay, so Lori and I met through her husband Jeff, because we do some nonprofit work on the side, and then Lori throws these amazing parties, and that's how I met Danette. So tell us a little bit about the two of you. Let's get started that way.
Well, first off, we had a really hard time finding an angle for us to video because the whole house is decorated for this Halloween party coming up. So
I don't
want to see a little bit of it.
I want to hear about it because I'm actually not in town for
party. Oh, it's Monty Python, the Holy Grail.
I know. I am so upset.
That's why we got a little castle work going on in here. And so
I know. And the last time we were at Lori and Jeff's house for their amazing Halloween bash, it was Rock Legends, right?
Oh, it was that one. Oh,
Rock Stars and Legends. Yeah, it was awesome. Hubby was Flash, and then we had some Axl Roses and
that's right,
Joe Jett. We were all like,
that's so right, because that's how I ended up talking to you guys, because I had dressed like Axl and I needed Flash on stage to do karaoke, and I pulled this guy up and I'm like, and in the pictures, I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, but he makes an awesome Slash. So that was,
yeah, he definitely did make an awesome Slash. And he's like, I don't even know what to do, Szu-Moy. I don't even listen to this music, because he's like a total like 90s hip hop rap old school guy. And I was just like, I'm the rocker chick. I'm like, you can totally pull this off. Let's do it.
He was great. And he was a really great sport. I do appreciate that very much. You can let him know that. So I don't know, what part of our story do you want to know? Like the stalker part, like how I stalked Lori for until she became my friend, or what part do you want to know?
Just a quick like, overview of your, how you guys got together, and how you guys met. Because I mean, a short one, because we have I know we have limited time here, but how you guys both met, and just a little bit about yourselves.
You want to start?
Okay, so here's the real story now.
The real story.
Okay, we our husbands are both in the military, Air Force, so we were stationed together. Actually, way back a long time ago in Wichita Falls, but we knew of each other, but really hadn't become friends yet until we came here at Randolph in San Antonio. And we, no kidding, lived just catty corner around, like a street over. And then we became friends there. Our husbands were both deployed. And so I started an exercise group, and that's really where the friendship.
At 5:30 in the morning. And
nobody does that. No one does that. Yeah, no one does that. Lori, come on. Really?
She did. Oh, she did. Everyone. We had a big group.
Here's what we have all, in our friend group, we've all learned. If Lori says to do something, we all do it. And I don't know why, but we do.
I would be like this.
So yes, so I started shopping at 5:30, and we just kind of hit it off, and
and that's amazing. Yeah, and that's true friendship when you're waking up at 5:30 in the morning for somebody else. Because I think my best friend knows daggone well to not ever do that. It's the same. So we have a mutual. That's why we're best friends. We have a mutual, agreement, and we are really late sleepers. So there's no issue.
Works out great. I would wake up in the morning and I would peek out my bedroom window because I could see her house, and I'd wait for her light to come on, because if her light didn't come on, I was not going.
For sure. Okay, so yeah, so let us talk about a little bit about the circle. So tell us what the circle is, how you guys got started. Just give us like what's going on with the circle, because this is really new and fun stuff.
It is. Okay, so we have a mutual friend who worked on a magazine a while ago, and she did the photography for her best friend's magazine. It was a local magazine called Moxie. And unfortunately, her best friend passed away of cancer. And so the magazine stopped. And then, a few years went by, and her name is Beth Beiser. She said, I'm just feeling like 2020, COVID hit, the election, everything. People were just being pulled in so many different directions, and just the hatred. And you all saw it right on social media and everywhere. I'm sure everyone felt it. And she goes, this is just not right. We just need to, I feel like we need to do a magazine. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I feel like we need to pull people together again, particularly women. So she contacted me. I said, well, she's coming because we're besties, and she's coming along too. And we all got together. Well, you have to tell her what you thought.
So Lori's trying to tell me that we're going to start this magazine, and I'm thinking we already have very full, busy lives. We already are business partners. And I'm like, why would we want to add one thing in, especially in the middle of a pandemic? And it was just crazy. But I agreed to go to the meeting, and I agreed to go because I was going to talk them out of it. Honestly,
plan A, right?
Plan. I'm going to talk these two ladies out of it because this is crazy talk. I don't think we were even 3 sips into our cups of coffee, and I had caught the vision of what they wanted to do. And that was to find a way to reunite women, because our friends were just being nasty to each other, lifelong friends of ours. And we had made an agreement after, we were feeling all of the emotions of 2020. And we noticed that at times that would get in the way of our friendship. And we were like, oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. Friends first, relationships first, and we will figure everything else out along the way. And so I go to have coffee with these two gals. And after a couple hours, we walked away with this vision of a way to reunite women by sharing their stories and their art and their photography and their poetry.
Awesome. And so that premise is, so are those the I think 4 things that you guys are like the 4 pillars for the circle?
It is. That is what the magazine is made up of. And we, in the beginning, I hate to even call it a magazine because it's not. It doesn't have ads in it. There's no ads. It's all submission driven. So these are stories that people sent us that we are putting in this magazine, or art that people sent us, and poetry and the little stories behind them. And then we want to connect people. So we want people to read them and go, oh, I've been through that. I know what she's going through. I understand now her side of things. Because it's like you're hearing the backstories of different journeys. And also we put in there ways that you can contact them, follow them on Instagram, or little QR codes for their website if you want to reach out to them. So it's all about connecting and just kind of seeing something. You may not agree with their point of view, but when you read their story, we're just hoping that it will soften people and they'll have compassion and they'll understand why they feel that way. Give them grace, give themselves grace too.
Yeah, well, they're getting the full story, like you said, that background there.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Were you going to say something?
Go ahead.
Next question.
How many folks are running the circle? It's you, Danette, and there's 2 others?
That's Pfizer and Kelsey Flanagan. Awesome. And then Shelly is also helping us.
We've got some admin work now.
Yeah. And my husband, Jeff, keeps us out of jail. He's always like, ladies, you can't do that. We're like, what? He's like,
why?
Yeah, we might run for the money. Let me tell you that. Well, there's no money. So
So it is completely volunteer based. Is that correct?
Well, we're an LLC. There's just, we don't have funds. We're just starting from ground zero. This is like our first issue. So nobody's getting paid right now. Later in the future, yes, it is a business. People
volunteer. Yeah. So right now, as you guys are starting out, volunteer run, volunteer based. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So I think so all 4 of you met within the community or through just each other's network from prior?
It was just kind of, we actually called in a whole group of women that
Mhm.
we just really respect and admired and had networked with in the past and said, who wants to be a part of this? And I will say every single person was supportive and maybe wanted to do some writing,
Right.
but it was just the four of us that said, yes, let's link arms and do this as a business and see where it goes and see what niche we find ourselves in. And
So where do you see this? So where do you see this going? Since it's your first issue, like where do you see this going as a magazine, as a catapult to link women together?
I do have to say one thing. When we talk about the circle, the magazine is just one part of it. So
Okay.
think of it more as a movement. We're going to have in the future, possibly like meetup groups. We've been having events and things like that to bring people together. So yeah, the magazine is just one section, which is kind of cool. I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, we have people submitting from all over the United States, and we have someone from South Africa who submitted an article.
That's awesome.
That I connected with just through Facebook from a different group, So I think the word is going to get out there. I think when they read and they get their copy and they read the stories, they're going to think of somebody, oh, my friend so-and-so needs to write their story, or I need to write my story. It's just and they're going to start sharing it. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we really do call it a movement in print.
Yeah.
Because that is our hope. We want people to read other people's stories and just take away some understanding and maybe even change. That would be really cool if it drives some change for people to step more fully into who they're supposed to be. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Because you made it. What's that? Oh, yes, let's see it. So this is the very first issue, right?
Very first.
And I am just so grateful for people that had stepped up. I mean, photographers stepped up and volunteered their time.
Yes.
And these are photographers that should be expecting, quite some cash for doing the work that they did. But they bought into the mission that we have. And so that I think has been the coolest part, is just people saying, yes, let me help because I agree with what you're doing and it's good work.
Fantastic. And so how do we get our hands on this first issue? Is it a digital and print? And how is that working?
It's right. It is just a print magazine. We're going old school. It's print. But you have to touch it, you guys. I feel like we're missing out on everything's digital, but there's something about the photos. We use good quality paper. It's all matte finish. It just feels good. You want to curl up with like a little blanket around you with a cup of wine or a glass of wine or whatever, and just start reading some of these stories. I mean, some of them will bring you to tears. There's laughter. There's journal sheets in here for you to fill out. All kinds. I mean, there'll be something for everybody in here. And like I said, there's no ads. In the back, it tells you how you can submit and gives you ideas on stories that can help, trigger your idea process if you would like to submit something.
Fantastic. So I would like to get a copy. So do I go to your website? How do we do that? Okay.
Yes, go to our website, thecirclemagazine.net.
Okay.
And you will see you can get a subscription through there. And then you can also get a single copy, either one. So,
and I would say follow us on Instagram, because that's where the movement piece. We're constantly meeting new people and talking about them and sharing tidbits of their story then posting it on our stories and just really like connecting people. And that's been really fun. I consider myself a professional friend connector, and this has been like a great way to just collect more friends. And I have met some of the most interesting people doing this.
Fantastic. Awesome. So we can put your website in the feed and also link to your Instagram on the feed as well, so that people can know to go ahead and get connected with you guys that way to actually, get receive a copy, and then also check out like the different submissions and how to kind of, submit. I'm interested. I want to submit. I don't know what, but we'll think.
A lot of people are buying this as Christmas gifts for their best friends.
Awesome.
Or mothers or sisters. So because a lot of people, we've been getting messages if you want to get like 4 more, we can save you a little on shipping that way. So we've been shipping, sending people like 10, 12 copies because they're like, I need to give this as a gift. So
amazing. So tell us, tell us anything else you'd like our audience to know about the circle, about you ladies, about anything else that you would want to add to the folks that are out here listening.
I would say, and I think our cover models kind of say it all, because these are all women in our community. And people are always like, well, is it this kind of a magazine or is it that kind of magazine? These women have such diverse stories, but they're all stories of resilience. And so I think that's the common thread through all of this is by women sharing their stories, we see their strength and their beauty and their resilience, but they come from so many different walks of life. That's what's really cool. But at the center, they're all really just, showing up in their strength. And we as women do that really well when we take hold of that. So especially in the face of adversity.
Yep. And you guys are bringing it together. So I am so amazed at what you guys are doing. I'm excited to get my first copy. And just everybody, you guys just head on over to their website, check out what they have to offer. Instagram, Facebook. You guys have any other handles out there that we would want to know about? Nope. Just Facebook.
We're not on TikTok yet. But
not yet.
I'm not. Who knows?
You guys
what will happen.
Oh, do I really want to know?
But
I'm sure some footage from your Monty Python Halloween party.
Oh, Halloween party can show up.
I will say we had our launch or our release party on Sunday night at the Phoenix Saloon in New Braunfels. We had 3 female-led bands, and they're all women that have solid, who have mission here in our community. Beyond their music. And oh my gosh, we had so much fun. So if you go over to Instagram, that's what you're going to see is you're going to see the fun that we have when we have our events. And our next event is November 1st.
Yeah.
November 1st.
So November 1st is so what is that about?
It's an interview style.
Okay.
And we've got some interesting women coming and we're just going to get them to share their stories. So it will be like the magazine, but live.
Okay. Lots of vendors and lots of fun, lots of giveaways.
Shopping for Christmas, Yeah.
I know we actually get to do that in person. It's amazing.
Another thing that our magazine does, which I should have mentioned, is that we support a nonprofit. Each issue supports a nonprofit, either a women-led or one that helps women. Okay. So we are supporting Room Redux with Susie, and she was in one of the bands. She has a band too. Who knew? So it's kind of a cool thing. Even though we are a business, we want to give back in some way. So a portion of every sale of the magazine, just know that it supports, and every 6 months, because this comes out twice a year, our magazine, we support a different nonprofit. So
fantastic. Well, nonprofit is at the heart and like in my heart and soul. So I love that you guys are actually having that arm as well out there to help support. And, folks, just support them. Support what these ladies are doing. It's amazing. And again, they're giving back also to the community, but also bringing the community together. You can't have a better marriage. This is beautiful. I am loving it. I'm loving it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Did you guys have anything else to add?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah,
Thanks for letting me share all of that.
We really appreciate this.
Yeah, well, I thank you guys for coming on November 1st. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok coming soon, website. We'll get it all in the feed. We'll get it all in there in the feed so folks can know. And then we will be off and rolling. So I'm super excited to get the magazine and also to attend your November 1st event, because I think I am still in town. I'm in town for that. I'm just not in town for no, I don't think I am. So you're doing your Halloween party and then doing a meetup?
Okay, we have another one.
Okay.
On April 3rd, is it? April 3rd? It's a runway show at Foundry Salon. And it is
fantastic.
It's all vintage, 70s they call that vintage. Is that
That is
vintage?
vintage now.
Yes, no, I love 70s. That's my
But
jam.
anyways,
Okay.
there's young, like 20 somethings, male and female doing the runway, and it's going to be amazing. So, watch.
You've seen that movement already going out. I mean, 70s are it.
Oh yeah.
So that's my jam. I'm like, that's this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And by the way, April is my birthday month. I'll be there. I'll be there. And I celebrate the whole month. Don't make it.
That's what she does.
The whole month. So I'll be there for sure then. I may be there for the November 1st, but we'll see. We'll see. But thank you again, both, for coming on. What I like to do with my guests that do come on, we like to do a just for fun speed round. So are you ladies ready? You can answer either one, whoever's quickest. All right. So this is a magazine. So favorite writer?
Francine Rivers. I'm reading this right now. She's my favorite.
All right. Fantastic. All right. So most influential female.
I would say Corrie ten Boom.
Okay. Lori?
My mom.
Fantastic. I
want
love
to say my mom now.
You can say your mom.
She's like, mom, right? Mom, no. Okay. So summer or fall?
Summer.
Ooh. See why we have to come together. We don't agree.
Yeah, I'm a fall person too. I love autumn. That's my favorite time of the year. Being a New Yorker, it's just one of those things. I love the change of colors. San Antonio necessarily doesn't have that, but it's my favorite time of year. Okay, so we are females and we do love to cook sometimes. Sometimes, some of us don't. It's fine. Cookie dough or cooked dough, aka the cookie.
Oh, I like cook. I want give me a cookie.
Cookie dough.
That's because I think my mom would tell me I would die if I ate cookie doughs.
Right?
I'm not dead yet.
So, I know. See, most influential woman, I tell you.
I love it. I love it. You too, Danette, Lori, thank you so much for coming on. For everybody else, we'll see you guys next week, Friday. Thank you so much. Take care, you guys.
See ya.